On day 40 of the SRC International trial, Najib Razak got himself into a bit of hot soup. That is, other than the fact that he faces 7 charges for receiving 42 million ringgit in his bank accounts. The former PM, who seems to be using social media to lobby support, had written a Facebook post in an attempt to clear his name over the 3.3 million ringgit he spent at a Swiss jeweller's in a single day. This did not sit well with the prosecution, and the judge gave a stern warning to Najib that any more trial-related postings will be held in contempt of court. By the Malaysian Insight, this is The People versus Najib Razak. Follow us into the courtroom where it all happens. I'm Patrick Teo. Najib arrived in court this morning dressed in colours that seemed to match his mood. A grey suit with a blue tie. He quickly shook hands with 2 waiting supporters and walked briskly in. Even with cameras clicking all around him, he did not smile while waiting for the lift. He headed to the 4th floor first. Najib was to face Judge Colin Sequeira, the judge who will preside over his 1MDB case. The Attorney General's chambers is seeking to vacate 1MDB trial dates to make way for the ongoing SRC International trial. The 1MDB trial was slated to start on August 19th. AG Tommy Thomas said the prosecution wants to conclude the SRC case before starting on Najib's 4 other criminal trials. Judge Collins said he'll decide after lunch. Najib then made his way to Judge Nazlan's courtroom for the SRC trial. While waiting for proceedings to start, he sat in his usual spot at the first row of the public gallery. He was chatting with one of his lawyers who said something which made him laugh. That seemed to perk him up. Before calling in the witness, Tommy Thomas brought up an issue with the judge. He was unhappy that Najib had taken to social media to talk about the trial. On Monday, the former PM posted on Facebook to say he had charged 3 million ringgit to his credit cards to buy luxury jewellery for some unnamed royalty. The prosecutor said Najib shouldn't be given special privileges just because he was Prime Minister, nor should he be allowed to post about the trial on Facebook. He can only do so if and when he takes the stand, Tommy said. Harvey requested that the matter be dealt with later when lead counsel Shafi is present. Judge Nazlan agreed and they proceeded to examine the witness. Back on the witness stand for the second day was former AmBank Managing Director Chia Teck Kwang. He also sat on KWAP's investment panel. Ray, what did we learn from the witness today?
Today, Harvey asked him about correspondence between AmBank Relationship Manager Joanna Yu, Najib and Joe Low. The witness said he didn't know anything about the extent of their dealings. The lawyer then brought up the large sum of money deposited in Najib's 694 account from 2011 to 2014. This was supposedly the money Najib received as gifts from Saudi Arabia. Teck Kwang said Joanna had provided supporting documents for the transactions in 2011 and 2012. He had informed the central bank about it. But he didn't know about the 2013 and 2014 transfers because he had already stepped down. After that, Teck Kwang wasn't involved in a lot of dealings with the account. Convenient, right? That's what Harvey said, but the witness disagreed. The lawyer then wanted to find out about Jolo, who had allegedly told Joanna he had spoken to the witness. Teck Kwang denied this, saying that Jolo was a tardy person and never kept his word, 2 qualities which he detests. He also denied receiving Samsung and BlackBerry phones as gifts from the businessman. He said, "No lah, I buy myself one." Everyone in the court laughed, even Najib, who was in his usual state, slouching.
Teck Kwang was soon let go. Chee Soo Wen took the stand next. The prosecution's 51st witness sported a buzz cut and wore rimless glasses. His jacket looked a little too big for him, and he read his statement in a loud voice. Suen was SRC's secretary from 2015 to 2017. His job was to prepare statutory documents and record board meeting minutes. He reported to the board of directors and also acted as company secretary for SRC's subsidiaries. He explained SRC's resolutions with regards to financial transactions and told the court that only the company's shareholders could amend its memorandums and articles of association. SRC's stakeholder was MOF, and prior to that, 1MDB. The witness said Najib held two positions in SRC, corporate representative and advisor emeritus. Suen said the company's 2015 resolution was only prepared after the Wall Street Journal story on the company broke in that same year. This was followed by a visit by the MACC to SRC's office. Harvey suggested that this meant the resolution was a cover-up, and the witness agreed. The court took a 10-minute break and Najib went out for a breather. He stood at the fifth-floor lounge playing with his phone. Before lunch, a new witness briefly took the stand, Megaswari Subramaniam, a Kuala Lumpur High Court registrar and the prosecution's 52nd witness. She is in charge of registering and processing documents in civil cases. One of the cases she handled was Najib's defamation suit against Ling Leong Sik. The former MCA president had called Najib a thief. The prosecution wanted to use Najib's written statement from the defamation case in the SRC trial. Court broke for lunch and Najib left in his black sedan. At 2 p.m., Najib and his lawyers had to appear before Judge Collin to hear his decision on vacating the 1MDB trial dates. The judge ruled that the 1MDB trial would proceed on August 19th as scheduled, because he found no reasonable cause for a postponement. Judge Collin said that the 1MDB trial held public interest and it has been over 10 months since Najib was charged. The former PM was charged with 25 counts of money laundering and abuse of power in September 2018. However, the judge said that he will be flexible and will consider subsequent applications to vacate other dates in the 1MDB trial to make way for the SRC trial. Back in Judge Nazlan's courtroom, Shafi, who arrived after lunch, requested for the issue of Najib's Facebook post to be discussed next Monday. He needed time to confer with his client. The lawyer assured the judge that his client will not make any controversial statements in the meantime. He added that Najib was only responding to unfair media reports and that his political career might suffer if he didn't speak up for himself. Tommy Thomas disagreed. He said that Najib, being a politician, had no bearing on the matter. The former PM was now just another accused. Judge Nazlan allowed for full submission on Monday but warned Najib that if he posted anything else on social media with regards to the trial, he will be held in contempt. Fauzia binti Yaqub took the stand as the prosecution's 53rd witness. She was the Deputy Secretary General of Investments at MOF. Ray, tell us more about Fauzia.
Fauzia was dressed conservatively in an oversized grey suit with a long black skirt and a grey headscarf. She told the court that it was normal practice in an MOF-linked company to place ministry personnel in the company's board of directors. But in SRC's case, the company's board did not include any ministry personnel. Fauzia said the ministry had asked SRC to place someone, and she herself had written a memorandum requesting this. After answering a few more questions for clarification, followed by a short cross-examination by Harvey, Fauzia was excused from the stand.
And with that, the prosecution ran out of witnesses for the day. Court ended earlier than usual at 3:50 p.m. Proceedings will resume on Monday at 9 a.m. This podcast is produced, written and mixed by Revati Supramaniam, Yapik Kwan, Yvonne Lim and Ravin Palanisamy. Additional reporting by Timothy Acharya. I'm Patrick Teo.